Hello everyone, this video is to show how to format an assignment report in APA. So the first thing we need to do on our title page is we need to put in the page number up in the top right hand corner. So we double click at the top of the page. This opens up the header. We put page number, top of page, and we select number 3. And here we have our page number. Now we double click below the header to get our cursor up. Now we need to have double line spacing on APA. To get that, we go right click, paragraph. We make sure this is 0. We select double and we go OK. Now our title needs to be about 1/3 down from the top of the page. So we go 5 enters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our title needs to be centered and bolded. So we go center, bold, and we have our title. Now we need to leave a space underneath the title there before we put our student name in. So our student name needs to be unbolded and it still needs to be centered though. So student name goes here, university, unit number and unit name, OLA or tutor name, due date of assignment, and the word count. And here we have an APA title page formatted. That's what's required for an APA student page. Now, to start our introduction, we need to start it on a new page. So we need to insert a page break. So we go to Layout, Breaks, Next Page. That brings us to page 2 where we can start our introduction. Now, APA requires the title to be repeated on the first page here. So title, and remember it's centered and it is bolded because it's a level 1 heading. Now we can start the first line of our introduction, and the first line of our introduction needs to be unbolded and it needs to be left aligned, and APA has first line indentation. So we right click, we go to paragraph, we select here first line, we make sure these are zeros and double and go OK. Now we have our first line indentation and we are ready to type our first sentence. So let's do that. You'll notice here the first line indentation has come. We can see that it's indented, the first line is. Okay, so after a sentence like that in APA, we actually need to put some references in or some citations. So to do that, I have already set up EndNote on my computer, and I have given you links below to follow videos from Swinburne on how to use EndNote and how to install it on your computer for free. So do so. Now I'm going to insert my citations, and these citations need to be parathenesis citations, which means they're in brackets. So I go to EndNote and I go insert citation. And this is one of the citations I want is Bacardi. So I select that one and I go insert. And you can see straight away that it has also brought up the reference for the citation. It's a bit of a bonus there. Now, this sentence requires 2 citations. So I'll put in the second one. And this one is Waters. And that's the one there. Insert. And you can see it's populated the reference list in alphabetical order. Now, sometimes in APA, we don't want parathenesis citations. We want what we call narrative citations, which are in-text citations. So I'll show you how to do that one quickly. Now, here we insert another citation, and I'm looking for Slade, and it's this one. Insert. Now, it's come up as parathenesis, but I'm going to right-click on it. I'm going to go Edit Citations, and I'm going to go as author year. And that changes it to a narrative citation. And then I can keep typing. And we can finish up our introduction. Next, after our introduction, we have our method section. And it's only on a new line. There is no other space in between the introductions, the last sentence, and just a new line. So we need the method heading, which is a level 1 heading. So we need to go center, and it needs to be bolded. And we need to right click, and we need to take off the first line indentation to make it is truly centered. So we type in method. Now in the method section, I have some other headings that I need to use. And these other headings have different levels. The first heading is going to be participants, and it's a level 2 heading. And I have included APA links below that will help you. And you'll see in the APA link of headings that the level 2 heading is left aligned, flush left aligned, no indentation. And that's when I put this one in, participants. The next level heading I have is measures. It's a level 2 heading. I have a few measures, so I need to put in a heading for each measure I have. And they are level 3 headings. So level 3 headings are italicized. So here I have then after I have all my measures put in there, I have another level 2 heading. So I take off the italics and I type in the level 2 heading of procedure. Now I need to fill in all the information below these headings. So after participants, I go to a new line. I take off bold. I put back first line indentation on. So I go paragraph, first line indentation, make sure these are zeros, double, okay. And now I can start typing information about my sample. My measures, so I need to give more information than just the heading of my measure. So again, we take off the italics, the bold off, and we put the first line back in of indentation, making sure it's all zeros. And now, because I have typed a scale name, I need to actually give a reference of who developed that scale. Okay, so every time we use a scale name, we need to put in the developer. So we go to EndNote again, insert citation. That's the one. And that's a parakinesis citation. And finish typing the information about the measure. Then down to the procedure. Again, we go new line, take off the bold, right click, put in the first line indentation, make sure these are zeros and it's double. Okay, so that's our method section formatted. Now we go to our results section, and our results heading is a level 1 heading again. So on a new line, we take off the first line indentation, none. We go bold and center. We type results. Then we actually report our results, taking off the center, taking off the bold, going back to left alignment, putting in our first line indentation on, and type up the results. Then we have our discussion section. That's on a new line, and the discussion heading again is a level 1 heading. So we need to take off the first line indentation, go OK. We need to bold and center and type discussion. And then we need to type up the discussion. So we put left alignment back on, take bold off, right click, paragraph, first line indentation is back on, and we type up the discussion section. And that's basically our report. So after our discussion section, we need to make sure our references are actually formatted in APA format. And you can see here, this section here, that as I've been inserting references through EndNote, the reference list has built up. It's been populated. So, and it's in alphabetical format. However, some of these references aren't quite APA formatted. They need a little bit of work. But the main thing we need to do first off is to put the reference list on a new page. So underneath here, we need to go layout, breaks, next page. And we need to have references written as our level 1 heading. So we need to put the level 1 heading as centered, bold. We need to check first line indentation is turned off, which it isn't. So none there. That's it. That's all 0. Very good. And we put references. Now, as we can see here, the hanging indentation, which is required for APA referencing, is already automatically applied. However, double line spacing isn't. So we need to highlight the whole lot, select it all, and then we can go right click, paragraph. This needs to be 0. This needs to be 0. This needs to be hanging, and this needs to be double. And there we have the double spacing. Now, some of these references are formatted correctly, and we can see that by seeing the journal name and volume number italicized. We can see this first one here has correct title, sentence case for the article's name as well, and has active links. However, this one here is not formatted correctly because it's using title case instead of sentence case for the title. So you need to go through and edit them and make sure they match up with APA formatting of references. And there's a link below that gives you that information. Now, some assignments require appendices, and appendices come after the reference page and they're on a new page as well. So again, we go layout, breaks, next page, and it's a level 1 heading. So we have to go bold, center. We need to check that what indentation is on, none, 0. This needs to be 0. Oh, and double. That's correct. And I'm going to type appendix. Now, appendixes have tables sometimes. I'm going to show you how to do a table in an appendix right now. And what we need to do is we need to make the table label left align. We need to make sure there's no indentations on. That's all correct. Now it's bolded. And now the table needs a title, and the table title is not bolded, but it's italicized. So now we insert the table, take off italics, insert table. It's a simple table of items. In the column name, now these are the headings, so we want to center the headings. Give a couple of code names of items. And then we can type in actual items. Just format that nice and neatly. Now this column stays left aligned, but this column here, these columns need to be centered. So the first column is always left aligned, and then every other column afterwards is centered. Okay, so all these lines are no good in APA. We need to format the table so it's APA. You will see that in the link below where there's lots of examples of tables. Here I go to table design, borders. I'm going to put no borders first, and then I'm going to highlight the top line, and I'm going to go bottom border and top border. Then I'm going to highlight the bottom row, and I'm going to go bottom border. And there we have an APA table, except for this, we need to remove this, and that is done. So explore the APA links that are provided with this video, and good luck with formatting your APA, and ask questions if you need to.